In today's session of Divorce Court, after only a year, Elizabeth and Richard Leyva say they had the marriage from hell.
She's constantly calling me a fat whore.
She's a thief and she's a con artist.
And when they thought it couldn't get any worse, their families got involved.
I'm gonna belt you in the mouth in a minute.
Oh, no, you're not.
I never seen a marriage like this in my whole life.
Now she's pregnant, and you won't believe what they're fighting for.
It's not your case. It's not your life. Get out of it.
Today in Divorce Court.
All rise. Court is now in session. Maybelline Ephraim presiding. You may be seated.
This is the matter of Elizabeth Leyva and Richard Leyva. I understand you've been married less than a year. There are no children except Ms. Leyva is pregnant, and you want to end this divorce while she's pregnant, end this marriage while she's pregnant. What's going on, Ms. Leyva?
He does nothing but manipulate. He's mean. He's caused me to lose everything so far in this marriage.
How did he cause you to lose everything?
By all the abuse that I've had to go through.
What abuse?
Physical, mental.
Tell me about the mental abuse you're talking about.
He was during the marriage. He was constantly calling me a fat whore. He'd call me a slut. He'd call me trailer park trash, a piece of shit. The whole.
Well,
the
now
whole
don't
marriage.
use that complete phrase again. A fat whore. What made him call you all these names?
He's just. I guess it's just.
Did I hear somebody in the peanut gallery? What's your name?
I'm Joseph Leyva.
Joseph Leyva.
Leyva, yes, ma'am.
Until you hear me
I'm
say
sorry.
Joseph Leyva, take the witness stand.
Yes, ma'am.
Keep your mouth closed.
Okay, I was just.
Finish what you were saying. Trailer park trash, a slut, a whore. Why is he calling you all of this?
I don't know.
And now you want to end the relationship because of that?
Well, that plus it turned physical.
What happened?
It got to the point to where he started. He pushed me. He'd destroy furniture.
Mr. Leyva, did you push her?
Yes.
Did you destroy the furniture?
No.
Did you call her trailer park trash?
Not while we were married. I treasured my marriage. I respected her and her family.
You're wrong.
You treasured your
her
marriage. According to
You're
these
wrong.
papers, you wanted to end this marriage 2 weeks after you began,
That's
after
when
you
the
entered
abuse.
into it.
That's when her abuse started.
So what? Now you're saying abuse.
I was still in love with her.
Okay, but so you
That's the
couldn't
truth.
treasure the marriage if you wanted to end it 2 weeks after you got into it.
I wanted to end it because I had a feeling that things weren't going to work together. She wasn't working as a team player with me, and I tried coaching her
What
on
was
how
she
to work.
coaching her?
Yeah, well, I
She
tried
your
to explain.
child?
No, she's not my child. But
Coaching her in what
Well,
manner?
she wasn't going in a direction that any normal person would.
Now you said you were ending the marriage according to these papers because he also stopped having sex with you.
Correct.
When did that happen?
It was shortly after his,
You started escort service?
You know, Mr. Leyva, I'm gonna let you come up to this witness stand right now, because I'm mighty afraid. Right.
I'm sorry.
That you gonna get thrown out of here.
Because my brother's the type of person. He
First
is
of all,
scared
state
of
your
him.
name.
My name is Joseph Leyva.
Now, what do you want to add?
My brother's
Mrs.
scared of
Manway,
her.
I didn't ask you to. Oh, I'm sorry.
She's scared of her because I never seen a marriage like this in my whole life. I mean, it makes people don't ever want to get married again if you see something like this. I'd probably never get
What
married.
did you see?
She used to beat him up all the time. Hit him with.
She beat up Mr. Leyva
Yeah,
all
she's
the time?
every single day they were fighting because he wouldn't listen to what she wants to do.
Were you there?
Yes, ma'am. They lived right near me. I got thrown out of 2 houses because of her.
How did you get thrown out of houses because of her?
The police were called so often because she'd run over to my house, because he'd come over to my house because he didn't want to get in trouble, because she'd make up stories that he hits her.
She would
and
start
stuff.
fights with me.
Wait a minute, your brother's talking.
He need to cool, or he'd come over so she'd cool off, but she'd come right back behind him, hitting him with vacuum cleaners, all sorts of
Hitting
stuff.
him with a vacuum cleaner
Yeah,
or the hose?
Vacuum cleaner.
The entire vacuum cleaner?
Yep. With the
She's
cord
running
wrapped.
down the street with the vacuum cleaner?
Yeah, with the cord wrapped around him.
What type of vacuum cleaner?
A big old vacuum cleaner.
You have a picture of this vacuum cleaner this little woman running down the street with?
You can see. You can see where
I was running down the street with it with the cord wrapped around my leg. I have a scar on the back of my leg from this.
Is this true, Mrs. Leva? Because you seem like a little sweet young woman standing here.
Look at all these restraining orders.
All right,
I
let
put
me
a
see.
restraining order against her.
He's tried.
And
Richard's
she followed
tried.
us in a police station, smacked in the back of the car with her car.
And she was arrested.
Right there in the police station. That's how crazy she is.
No.
And she can't deny the police arrested her
Mr. Joseph
right
Leva,
there.
sit down, please.
All right.
Sit down. I've heard enough
Thank
from
you.
you. Tell me about this alleged incident where you running down the street with a vacuum cleaner and hitting Mr. Leva over the head with a vacuum cleaner.
We had just gotten back together from being separated. During that incident, he'd come home. He had started cussing me out and everything because I had gotten the wrong alternator for the car.
Did you go down the street with a vacuum cleaner?
No, he did. I followed behind with the cord wrapped around my leg.
I ran out of the
He
house.
went down the street with the vacuum cleaner.
Correct, and I had the cord was wrapped around my leg. I got a big scar on the back of my knee from it.
What's the point of carrying the vacuum cleaner out of the house?
I bought her. The vacuum cleaner was mine. I just gave her a car. We traded a car for a vacuum cleaner.
Traded a car for a vacuum cleaner?
Please let me talk.
What's the value of this vacuum cleaner?
$2,000.
About $2,000. I gave
what
her
type
a
of
car
car
because
did you
she said she
trade?
needed a car so she could work and go to school, stuff like that, which I was paying for.
What type of car did you give her?
It was an '82 Toyota Celica. It was cute. I paid for it with my income tax, not our income tax, my income tax. And we traded this because she said she needed a vehicle.
But you were just having an argument, so why
I
are you
wasn't
running down
having
the
an
street with the
argument.
vacuum
I
cleaner?
wasn't having an argument.
So what, you were leaving?
I was putting the alternator in her car. After I bought her the car, I put the alternator in her car, and she wanted me to eat dinner, spaghetti. And I wanted to do it before it got dark. And it was getting dark. She had her friends
But
up.
I don't understand.
She
Why
hit me
you-
with the plate of spaghetti, ma'am.
Oh, she
with
hit
the
you with
plate.
the-
No.
And since when that happened, I grabbed the Kirby and I ran out the door.
Why
That's what
did you
they
run
tell
out
you to
with
do
a
in
vacuum
domestic.
cleaner? Normal people have an argument, have a fight, get
Because
upset,
she
run
would
out
have
the house. They
stolen
don't
it.
pick up a vacuum
She's
cleaner.
a con artist, and she would have taken it from me. She broke it by a tug of war. I'm sorry.
Trying to get away from you.
I was trying to get away from you. Well,
I had a cord
I'm the
wrapped
one that
around
was
my
ran.
leg.
I was running.
Why
I'm
didn't you
sorry.
just take the cord from around your leg?
Because I couldn't. He was dragging it. It was just wrapped.
I was running from her.
Accidentally?
To my mom's house.
Correct.
As he was
I was trying to get it back away from him, and in the process of trying to get it away from him, my leg got stuck into the cord, and he started
We
running
live on
down
a
the
second
stairs.
story.
So he was running from you and you were running after him and
stairs.
the vacuum cleaner cord.
No, I was running after him because the cord was wrapped around my leg, because I tried to keep him from leaving the apartment with the vacuum.
Oh, you were trying to hold on to the Kirby vacuum
Correct.
cleaner.
I was trying to keep him from taking my property.
All right.
Because this
day I gave her
this
the
is
car.
all it's
The day the
been
car
during our
legally got in.
marriage.
So this marriage has been bad from the beginning?
I
Pretty
loved her
much.
very. I didn't think it was. I loved her very, very much. She had her parents were good to her, but they allowed her to be mean and manipulative in my marriage.
You
I
married
bet you
me.
her
Because
mother
I
has a
love the
different view
children.
of that. Come on up.
I sure hope she does, because I'd really like to know, because that's the way things went
Oh,
down.
she's ready to talk.
You bet.
When divorce court returns, Elizabeth's mom rocks the court with her testimony.
She's a liar.
I'm gonna belt you in the mouth in a minute.
Oh, no, you're not.
And Elizabeth drops a bombshell about her pregnancy.
He claims that I'm not pregnant.
Are you getting divorced? Do you need Judge Maybelline Ephraim's help settling a dispute? If you want to be a guest on Divorce Court, call 1-877-311-2222 or email us at www.divorcecourttv.com. Divorce Court is back with explosive testimony from Elizabeth's mother.
What's your name?
Jean Vanway.
Okay, Miss Van Way, what did you have to say about this?
When they first got together and were going to get married, he was always coming over and saying, oh, I want to be a father, I want to be this, and I want to be that. When it came time, he didn't want to be.
He didn't want to take care of her children.
Oh, no, 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 no. He
She
knew
kept on
she
giving
had...
them back. I wanted them, and
You know what?
No,
I
you
gave you your
didn't.
turn. Ms. Van Way?
He was constantly mentally abusive to her.
How do you know
I
this?
mean, because he did it in front of me.
What did you hear him say?
Christmas Eve, they were here at our house for dinner. He's sitting on my couch in my living room and informing my husband that he likes to masturbate and They have sex
That's wrong.
once a
Whoa,
once a month.
wait a minute. Christmas dinner, this is the subject of conversation?
Yes.
I like to masturbate and we have sex how often?
Once a month.
Once a month.
When he decides.
Why did he just blurt this out at Christmas
Yeah.
dinner?
Oh, he thinks he's Mr. Macho Man.
Mr. Macho Man?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
macho.
yes.
Masturbating and having sex once a
Oh,
month?
yes. He thinks that's the most fabulous thing you ever heard.
At Christmas dinner?
At Christmas dinner.
Mr. Latham?
Thanksgiving, he did the same thing.
What is that all about? Is she right?
The only thing that I said was because she liked to talk about our sex life with her family
No.
was that we weren't
No.
having sex. I would never say anything like
You
that.
told him you weren't having sex.
Well, she's told him that. And
What did you
it
say?
kept on, well, it turned into a conversation, and I said, no, I haven't been having sex with her.
And what else? What else have you
That's
witnessed
it.
in this marriage?
Well, he's called her a fat cow.
In your
That's
presence?
not
In my, when I went and had my hair done at the salon, because I can say one thing about him,
He's a good hairstylist.
He is a darn good hairstylist. I mean, you can't ask for a better stylist. But as far as a man, I don't think dilly squat about him.
Uh-oh. Watch your language.
I'm
Don't
sorry.
get so excited.
I'm sorry. I'm really mad. I've been holding this in. And he's stating we get in his marriage. We've never gotten in his marriage because until the end there when he was getting abusive.
What about him? He said she was abusive toward him. He has a restraining order.
This is about y'all.
You deny what's
On
going
this
on.
police
No, I'm not. Richard,
She
shut up.
claims your daughter
I
is just a
respect
con
you.
artist, that
I'm
she's a
sorry.
liar.
I'm going to belt you in the mouth in a minute.
Oh, no, you're
Wonder
not.
where she
Not
got
in
I'm
here.
sorry. I'm sorry.
The
I'm
second
sorry.
time on the
What-
I'm sorry.
what
the
did
second
happen?
time
Remove
on the
him.
second
Ma'am,
time he
ma'am,
was
what has
arrested.
happened-
Stop.
I'm sorry.
You can remove him. Remove Mr. Latham. I've had enough of you.
Tell him about the pawning, the escort services.
When I want some more information from you, I'll bring you back, but not now. Now you remain calm because you'll be next, Ms. Janway.
Ma'am, I really did love her. I still love her, but she's a
Yeah.
habitual liar, she's a thief, and she's a con artist. And I don't know how to deal with someone like that. When I gave her the car,
Yes.
okay, I bought her another car.
Not the
because she
same
sold this-
1982 Toyota.
Right here is paperwork. I bought her a 91 Geo.
You gave her a 1991 Geo.
Yes. In
And
return,
then-
she gave me the car back.
She gave you back the Toyota.
Yes. And then she applied for a lost title and took this car
No.
back from
Nope.
me.
Wait a minute. So then she went to DMV,
Yep.
applied and said that the Toyota was lost,
The title was lost.
and then took the Toyota back or the Geo?
Took the Toyota away from me. That's
No,
why I
I
left
did
her.
not.
You
That's
know
why I
about
left
that?
her. Ma'am,
Let me see those documents.
check it out. Check it out.
Can I explain to you about this?
She's a liar.
He's yelling about the car, right?
Well, two
The
cars.
Toyota.
Okay.
Okay, what happened is he wrecked the Toyota. So my husband's signature had to go on it and hers because they were going to
Sell it
My
to me.
car was being totaled
total
out.
the car out. So my husband signed it so it could be totaled. They decided to keep
Was the car registered
Why
in your
would I buy
husband's
her a
name
new
and
car?
Elizabeth's name?
Yes.
So when he bought the car and gave it to her, it was registered to her father's name and her name.
Yes, ma'am.
And then it was totaled in an
Yeah.
accident, and the insurance company was paying it off.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct.
So what's this about being pregnant? He's supposed to be mad about that too, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, he claims that I'm not pregnant. Then he claims that it's not his baby.
Why would he say that?
He's saying I cheated on him when we
Because he
were
wasn't
married.
having sex with you, he said, but once a month.
The-
Why does he say it's not your child? Maybe I
don't-
should ask him. Why do you say it's not your child?
I didn't say that, man. I don't know for sure if it is.
Why not?
Well, she told me that she has another boyfriend and it might be some other guys. And that's the absolute truth.
When did she tell
At
you
first,
that?
she never told me that. She told me it was when we went to litigation for marriage counseling, she had to tell the courts that she was pregnant because that's what happens when you go through a divorce. That's when she brought it up. That was the first time I heard. I was excited. I was a little upset because
You excited? That's not what my court papers say. My court papers say you told her to have an abortion.
Well,
Hold
right
on,
away.
I'm talking.
I did. Well, I told her afterwards because then she said it wasn't mine, right in there.
No.
Wait a minute.
So
The
I told her I'd
documents
still pay for it.
You told me
Because I
how to-
didn't know whose it was. I said, if you want an abortion, because I know she can't take care of her kids, I'll pay for it.
The papers here I have indicate that you were upset that she was pregnant. You offered to
what
pay for an
papers?
abortion, and
Yeah.
you told her that you'd give her the Toyota if she would pay for the
I
abortion.
told her I'd give her anything she wanted, and that's absolutely
if she were to
true.
have an abortion.
Yeah, because I wanted her to. That was my
the-
choice. I thought that it would be in my best interest, her children's best interest, and her own best interest.
Because you didn't want a child.
I wanted a child, but not with her.
So what's this about the Kirby vacuum cleaner? I understand it's pawned back and forth, back and forth.
We had gotten into some financial debts and it had to be pawned. So it had gotten pawned, but each time it had gotten out of pawn. And
How much would you get for this vacuum cleaner when you pawned it?
anywhere from $200 to $300 in a pawn shop.
So now
and
you
then-
want it.
Correct. It's mine.
All right. I'm going to take a break.
When divorce court returns, the judge renders her verdict.
The big problem is relationship is all you nosy folks getting into their affair. It's not your case. It's not your life. Get out of it.
And an update on the case of Kathy Russian versus James Russian.
It was just a bunch of hairy, overgrown men scratching and drinking in a bar room at night.
Divorce court will be back in session in a moment. Divorce court is back in session as Elizabeth and Richard Leyva await the judge's decision.
Back in the matter of Leyva. Ms. Leyva, although there is a lot of dispute over what happened and what didn't happen, and neither one of you were really clearly able to explain your situation to me, I think I've made heads and tails of it. Now, the best I can make out of it is the Geo was bought, it was a new vehicle, and it doesn't exist anymore for whatever reason, because I'll never get the same tale from both of you. It's gone. We know that much, right?
Yes, ma'am.
The Toyota, you got the insurance money for it, for its value. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we know that much for sure.
Yes,
He
ma'am.
didn't get a dime for the Toyota. We know that much. I'm satisfied that you've been adequately compensated with the Toyota and the Geo, and that Mr. Leyva has not been adequately compensated, and that he should be entitled to the vacuum cleaner, wherever it is. Where is it?
It's at my house.
All right. Thank goodness for that.
That's why I kept on running out.
Be quiet while you're ahead. The vacuum cleaner is awarded to Mr. Leyva. Shut up, Mr. Leyva. It's not your case. It's not your life. Get out of it.
Okay.
That's the big problem is relationship is all you nosy folks getting into their affair.
Damn, she lives in the land of make
Did I tell you to be quiet?
Okay.
It's the end of the day. I'm tired. Joe is
Okay.
tired, and my nerves are finished with you.
I'm sorry. Just
Court is adjourned.
All rise.
When divorce court returns, an update on the case of Kathy Russian versus James Russian.
As soon as he got that bike, he woo.
Did you put him out for cheating, or did you put him out because he was riding his motorcycle too much?
Closed captioning for divorce court provided by. If you would like to have the judge hear your case in divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or email us at www.divorcecourttv.com. And now for an update on a previous case in divorce court. Kathy Russian said her 9-year marriage to James fell apart when she loaned him the money to buy a motorcycle.
As soon as he got that bike, he woo. You want to talk about encounters? There's
No,
a
we don't
close
wanna
encounter
talk
sitting
about
right over
encounters.
there.
You don't want to get me in this.
Did you put him out for cheating, or did you put him out because he was riding his motorcycle too much?
James said it was Kathy's jealousy over his new friends that finally drove him away.
She was always invited. Members of the club were always calling her up. And the ladies, you know how ladies talk.
Oh, please.
And-
It was just a bunch of hairy, overgrown men scratching and drinking in a bar room at night.
Don't be that evil and upset with him because he's a biker and you're not.
Kathy brought James to court to get back the money she said he still owed her for the motorcycle. But James' new wife said he'd already given Kathy enough money. The judge ordered James to pay Kathy $800 for the money owed on the motorcycle. James reports that he's paid Kathy the money and plans to take his son on a trip at Christmas.
He's a manipulating scumbag. Him and his whole family need dirt, eat dirt. I have nothing nice to say about him, nothing nice. This marriage should have never happened because he's lousy. His whole family is lousy. They are the biggest, worst scum of the earth, to my estimation. He's got away with it again. He's got away. No. He knew exactly what was going to. Who? Him? I hope he drops it and dies. I'm sorry. I have no nice things. He's done it again to her. He screwed her for the, again. Every time he could put a dig in, him and his family, they've done it again to her.
I don't know why she wanted a vacuum cleaner so much. She never even used it.
There's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do. She's pregnant. But I don't want him to ever see it.
I sure hope that if that is my child, that I will be responsible for it, but I can't help her out in her own problems. So
What are you going to go home and do now?
I'm going to celebrate.